Yeah, all right, hello there. Okay, I think you know what the drill is, so go ahead and copy everything down. Press pause. Okay. All right, so for Unit 2, Day 10, which is Wednesday, November 13th of 2024. So today we're going to talk about unit rate. Now, pay extra attention here because what you learn today, when I come back, you're going to have to know how to do this, not because I'm going to quiz you, I just might, but we're gonna do an activity, okay? And the more time I have to spend in class explaining things to you, the more time you can just like, work with your friend and do fun stuff together. You know what I'm saying? So take the time now while you're learning this more or less on your own. Learn the skill, understand what I'm saying, and then you can have a lot more fun with your friends instead of me just standing in front of the class teaching you this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, all right? All right, so pay attention. Now, okay, what's a unit rate? So let's go all the way back 2 weeks ago, right, when we talked about ratio. So does anyone remember what a ratio is? What's a ratio? Yeah, a ratio is a fraction, right? Well, anytime you compare something. So, okay, so let's say we got 4 bananas to 3 pineapples, right? Hold on, there's like dust on my screen. Hold on, okay. All right, right? Now, what's a proportion then? A proportion is when you have two equivalent ratios, right? So, okay, so let's stay with the banana to pineapple example. So let's say if you have 4 bananas for every 3 pineapples, how many pineapples would you have for 8 bananas? Right? A unit rate is this. So I want you to think about this as like they're all from the same family, but as you get more specific, the relationship becomes more specific. So for instance, right? Man, should I tell you this? Hold on. Because, hold on, let me think. Okay, I'll give you for instance. Okay, so let's say, man, hold on. Okay, so the way people in families are related to each other is more specific the closer the person is to you. So I'll give you an example. Okay, for instance, right, like if you tell someone my cousin, right, like what kind of information is missing? If you tell someone, oh, my cousin, Jason, right, is this and that, lives in California or something. I mean, there are a lot of questions, right? Because the first question is something like, well, okay, my cousin Jason. Okay, so first of all, is this person older or younger than you? Right? Like that information is not there. Okay, like, there's a reason why I'm telling you this. Okay. And the second thing is cousin. Like, is that a boy or girl? Right? Like that information is missing. Right? And also, what else is missing? If someone like says oh wait, hold on, my cousin Jason. Okay, all right, should be a boy. Okay, all right, I get it. But if you just say my cousin, right, who lives in California, right, like you wouldn't know, right, what the age of the person is. You wouldn't know that that person is a boy or girl, right? What else is missing there? Yeah, you don't know if that's a cousin from your mom's side of the family or from your dad's side of the family, right? So, like, there's a lot of things missing. Now, however, right, as you get closer and closer, so now let's say person is your sister, right? Is it more specific? Yeah, right? Because even though you don't know whether your friend is saying their older sister or younger sister, you can assume, right, that if someone is a sister, like, that's a girl, right? And that they would be from the same family, right? You understand? So the reason why I'm giving you this analogy is if you look at things like ratio, proportion, right? It's a very specific set of things that makes these words what they are. So ratio is strictly one fraction. A proportion is two equal fractions. So a unit rate is an even more specific form of proportion. So I guess I'll use red. All right, are you ready? So a unit rate is this. A unit rate is a proportion, first of all. So you're gonna have two fractions like this. Okay, ready? So a unit rate, therefore, is a proportion where one of the numbers in the denominator, let me use a highlighter, where one of the numbers in the denominator, it's a 1. So let me do a better job of this. Let me move this yellow cloud here. Where one of the numbers down here has to be 1. So two things are going on. One, it has to be at the bottom, the denominator of this ratio. And the second thing that has to happen is that it's a 1. If this has to be a 1. So to use the cousin analogy, right? Like what does a cousin have to be? Yeah, you have to be related to them, right? That's the first thing. Second, what can a cousin not be? Yeah, they cannot be your sibling at the same time, right? So you understand? It gets more and more specific. So a unit rate is a proportion. Actually, it's just that it's a proportion where one of the denominators down here has to be a 1. Okay, so maybe you should copy this. So in other words, a unit rate is something that's out of 1. Okay, so now I think some of you right now might be thinking, okay, so what does a math problem look like, right, at a unit rate? So are you ready? Okay, here we go. All right, why don't you press pause and write these two examples down first? Okay, all right, I'm gonna take a deep breath. And we're back. Okay, here we go. Ready? All right, so I'll use my red marker. All right, so now this is a proportion on the left. So let's solve it like a proportion, okay? It'll be good practice. So let's say we're setting a proportion with dollars per kiwi. Right, so 32 kiwis is $16, okay? $16, 32 kiwis. $4 is how many kiwis? Okay, now let's just do the math, okay? It's not rocket science. So, all right, 4 times 32, all right? My belly just said hello. All right, so 4 times 32 is what? 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 3 is 12, right? 128. 16 times what gives you 128? So you want to get your calculator out? All right. I should really have my calculator out, actually. I'm too lazy to go get my calculator, so I'm just gonna do it by hand. So let's see. Oh, it's 8. Okay, all right. 8. So 8 what? 8 kiwis. Right? That's a good old proportion. Nothing new here. You've been doing this for like, I don't know, almost 2 weeks now. Right? On the other hand, a unit rate looks something like this. Okay, so put the word unit rate on the top of this problem here. Okay, so again, dollar to kiwi. So $16 can buy me 32 kiwis. How many dollars is 4? And this is it. All right, I'm going to use a special pen, okay, to make you happy. Let's use rainbow because I know how much you guys like Skittles. All right, so 1 kiwi. 1 kiwi is how much? Does that make sense now? This specific number at this specific place at the bottom, so meaning if there was 1 here and you just switch to 2 fractions, you're good too. Okay? But this 1 is what makes it a unit rate. You got that? Oh, I have notes for you, right? No, not yet. Okay. All right. So, okay, let's solve it then. 16 times 1 is 16. I'll write it over here, okay? 32 times what? 32 times what gives you 16? Do you guys know what it is? If you divide 16 by 32, what would that be? Yeah, half, right? 0.5, right? So what's 0.5? $0.5. That's 50 cents. So this is the answer, right? So again, right? 32 kiwis, $16. One kiwi is how much? One kiwi is 50 cents. So imagine if you go to a grocery store, right? Or a fruit market, and you say, I'm not gonna buy 32 kiwis. Like I can't eat 32 kiwis, in a week. How much is one? That's what the person would tell you. The person would say, oh, one is just 50 cents. Okay, so maybe you buy like 2 kiwis. Do you understand? So that's what a unit rate is. It's not complicated. The word is more complicated than the math. Does that make sense? Okay, all right, so right now you need to take some notes. So write this down, okay? So press pause right now. Okay, and we're back, all right? So a unit rate is where the denominator, all right, I'll highlight it for you. The denominator, right, the number at the bottom is always 1. So the keyword, okay, big word here, per. Per means for everyone. All right, not for everyone. For every one thing. All right, so put this into for every one thing. Okay, so for instance, so this is the language of math. All right, this is what it's gonna sound like. So listen carefully. All right, assuming you wrote this down already. So 90 words. So let's say you're typing. All right, you're in computer. You like type. So if you have to type 90 words for every 2 minutes, the unit rate will be how many words? How many words can you type? All right, listen carefully. Per minute. This means per. Don't say words like fraction minute. Okay, people will laugh at you. Words per minute. Does that make sense? Okay, so let's set it up. What would it look like, right? So again, we're setting up a proportion. Nothing new there. What are we comparing? Yep. Now, you see how it's words per minute? So that the way the question is set up and the way the words are phrased, the order matters. Remember that? Per minute. Minute has to be at the bottom. The minute is per 1 minute, so 1 has to be at the bottom. Am I clear? All right, words per minute, minutes at the bottom. Okay, so, all right, set that up then. So it's words, 2 minutes, 90 words in 2 minutes. How many words per 1 minute? Okay, by the way, when I come back, there's a great video I want to show you. Like, man, there's so many amazing things I want to show you when I get back. Okay, all right, let's do some math. 90 times 1 is 90. Right? 2 times what gives you 90? Yeah, 45. Right? So it's 45. Now, this is important. Because you have 2 different units here, right? Words and minutes. Words and minutes. You have to write it as words to minutes. So 45 words, and then you see this bar here, right? You have to write it like this, per minute. Like that. Exactly the way I write it. That's how you have to write it. You can't just write 45, because I don't know if you're talking about 45 words or 45 minutes. You understand? Okay? All right. So, what do we do here? All right, let's do 3 examples, and then we'll call it a day, because the lesson is long. So, okay, all right, and then we'll continue tomorrow. Okay, ready? Okay, write these 3 examples down. All right, we good? Okay, all right, so here, 35 books in 5 boxes. So how many books are there per box? So who goes at the bottom, the books or the boxes? It is per box. Yeah, the box. So books per box, like that. You got that? All right. So let's see, 35 books in 5 boxes. How many books per 1 box? Okay, so okay now. I mean, I have to assume you know how to do the math by now, so I'm just gonna like write down the answer. Okay, I'll let you do the next 2 on your own. So 5 times what gives you 35? Yeah, 7. Okay, all right. So press pause right now. Do these last 2, and then I'm just gonna like tell you the answer when we're done. Okay, all right. So press pause right now. Okay, all right, and we're back. So this is miles per hour. 100 miles in 4 hours. How many miles per hour? All right, the answer is 25. Not very fast. That's the speed limit on a regular pedestrian street, by the way. Okay, anything faster, you get a ticket. Okay, all right. So last one. All right, songs to minutes. 9 songs. Oh, wait, hold on. No, per song. Song has to be at the bottom. Okay. Minutes to songs. So you see, even I could make a mistake. Okay, so you gotta look, see what the question is asking. If it's song at the end, song goes to the bottom. All right, 36 minutes for 9 songs. How many minutes per 1 song? 1 song. Okay, what do you think? Yeah, 4, right? And that's it. Okay, so tomorrow when we come back, I'll review a little bit, let you practice, and then okay, and then we'll go from there. All right, thanks for watching. Have a great day. See you tomorrow for Thursday. Okay, all right, bye now.
OMG, that was so good.